Good morning, everybody. It is Meteorology Ames Weather Forecast, and welcome back to another video, guys. I know this video is earlier than expected, guys, but I gotta do an update on Hurricane Barry. Yes, many models are showing that Hurricane Barry has formed, including Tropical Tidbits has finally updated it to Hurricane Barry now, Category 1. You guys are all going to see all the new updates. If you guys want to know if you're going to be impacted today, what the winds for your area are going to be, the cone, the timing, and just everything, that'll come be right up. And the thing confusing about this is some models do show it's still a tropical storm Barry, and then some others show Hurricane Barry. But based on this, a lot of people are saying Hurricane Barry has formed, and I started looking more into it. But the National Hurricane Center has not updated it, so that's why you're gonna see some things say tropical storm. But there is a very good chance that right now it is a hurricane. The NHA just has to update. But yeah, guys, it is a Hurricane Barry now, heading towards the southern Gulf. And guys, it's gonna be making landfall in less than 2 hours, guys. So yep, stay tuned. And yeah. Alright, everybody, so you can tell we're going to be looking at the National Weather Service. We actually still have those hurricane warnings out there for these areas, for the southern Gulf of the Louisiana. We do have a couple counties here in the southern Bay Area, and then we do have some more out here towards the southeastern part of Louisiana. So that's the only hurricane warnings we really have right now for the U.S. It's just in these southern little counties on the coast of Louisiana, and then just north of that we do have storm surge warnings in the dark purple that is in effect for some areas in southeastern Louisiana, little islands there, and then for south central Louisiana. So storm surge is a huge threat, up to 36 feet, guys. I can literally pick up your car and drag you if it gets up to that 6 feet, guys. The storm surge is a very big deal. That's the biggest threat and the biggest cause of death for hurricanes. A lot of people do not know that. Especially since the Mississippi River is over flood stage, it's even a bigger threat. And then we do have storm surge watches in the light purple in effect for parts of the Gulfport area, all the way through parts of the area around New Orleans. And then in the dark red, we do have tropical storm warnings. That's actually in effect for New Orleans. And then for other areas in the Baton Rouge area, and the light green that really pops out, we do have flood warnings for those areas that can get up to more than a foot of rain. And then we do have, again, the dark green flash flood watches for those areas. It goes all the way to the Memphis areas because, guys, they can get actually up to 8 to 9 inches in those areas in Memphis. So yeah, this is the National Weather Service. Now we're going to be looking at the 5-day tropical weather outlook. Again, these are the NHC National Hurricane Center. It still shows that tropical storm Barry, guys. Last time it updated was 70 miles per hour. Right now it's at 75 miles per hour for Hurricane Barry. I know this is kind of confusing. It's even confusing me a little bit. But the majority of the models are showing it for a Hurricane Barry right now. It's at 991 millibars, which is extremely strong. That's showing it how strong it got last night. And it's at 5 miles per hour now, so it just slowed down a little bit. And look at this, guys. It's extremely close to making landfall. Half of the symbols are already inland. We already have outer bands bringing light to moderate rain showers and bands for many areas of Louisiana. Most of Louisiana is actually partly cloudy or cloudy because these outer bands are starting to cover these areas, and they won't see the sun for a long time. So this is what we're looking at, the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. Now we're going to be looking at satellite imagery for you guys to actually see what I mean by cloudy. So you can see it's even covering parts of Gulfport, even the Mobile area. We're having a lot of cloud covers. These are off in the outer band. You can see they're all, once they move, you can see they really do move very fast with the vorticity. And we actually have a lot of it coming here next to central Louisiana. And then once it gets to this point here, let me redo that, and once it gets to that point, it starts to go around now. So that is showing you how Hurricane Barry is actually now more organized. A lot of these areas are starting to get more cloudy. We're starting to have some rain showers out here for the southern Louisiana area. It's just it's less than 20 miles off the coast there. We have a lot of vorticity, a lot of cloud cover right here. This is where the center is, and then we have these outer bands. The outer bands aren't super big. The worst of it's actually in the northern part of the storm for the bands. But again, it's going to be covering a lot of areas. If you see a cloud, and you guys look at this area. You see the center of it starting to move there. You can see a lot more cloud cover, which is showing the center is getting even closer. It's just, I believe, 17 miles off the coast. It could be 7. I think it's 18 or 17. But again, these cloud covers are heading this direction, and it could be covering those areas. It can get a lot darker, a lot windier, and you're going to see bigger waves with these winds starting to pick it up. So that's Hurricane Barry. Again, now the NHA is again showing it is a tropical storm now, but it is looking like it is still Hurricane Barry. I know you guys are probably like, what? But trust, it is showing Hurricane Barry. You guys are actually, I believe you guys are going to see what I mean. I think you're going to see where it says Hurricane Barry. But look at this huge circle here where it has a tropical storm current winds. It's huge. It's actually already inland. We're having tropical storm force winds out there for the inland areas up to 39 miles per hour there, and gusts can be actually to 60 miles per hour for many areas. So that's where we do have the big threat, and we can actually have gusts to 90 miles per hour with the 75 miles per hour. We do have tropical storm watches again for the Gulfport area in the yellow and in the blue for New Orleans, still off the coast. For the southern coast of Louisiana, we do have tropical storm warnings in the blue, and then the red, we do have those hurricane warnings. That's where we are having possibly the impact there for south central Louisiana. It has shifted more to the west, so look at New Orleans now. Not really in the cone yet right now, but guys, New Orleans is still gonna get a lot of rain. So without a doubt, New Orleans is still an issue. So here you have tropical storm all the way to tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. and then by tomorrow afternoon, it should go to depression, and then it should go back to still depression as we go through Little Rock, and then gets to subtropical depression as we go all the way into parts of the border of Missouri. Now when we look at the tracks are now a lot more organized, which is finally good. You see, look at this little dot. That's where it is. It's just a couple miles off the coast, only 18 or 17. You can see this is where we do predict it to come in. This is the possible cone there. It can go all the way parts of the Buffalo area. It can bring in some winds there, so we are going to have it now going more to the northwest area of Louisiana instead of the northeast. So now it looks like Shreveport can really get a lot of rain there. It looks like it can just go just west of Little Rock. Little Rock can actually still get some very strong winds and possibly go out through Jefferson City, possibly go to the north, to that northeast turn that's always expected, through St. Louis, Indianapolis, part of Cleveland, and then all the way to Buffalo. So major cities are looking like they're going to be impacted. Now we'll be looking at the you see, this is where it says Hurricane Barry. So this is one of the things you're going to see where it says Hurricane Barry again. So it is looking like it is Hurricane Barry. Look at all the models right now. All the models are in a hurricane status right now. So that is proof that it is looking like it is Hurricane Barry right now. You can see it's right here, just on the border. It's at, I believe, 65 knots, which is right on the border, and then another one of the other models, so we're getting to possibly a medium category 1 there. But again, it is looking like it is a very weak category 1, and very soon, by the next possibly 6 hours, it should be going back to a tropical storm Barry. The models are just showing going right down through this little alley to go all the way the next 48 hours to 72 hours, possibly going back to depression, and then by then it should get to the remnants of Barry. So again, some models actually do show it maybe staying a tropical storm for a bit longer, but it does look like the majority do have it going down very fast, because again, it's going very deep into the inland areas, like all the way to Buffalo. That's where the main track is. So there you have where Hurricane Barry the tracks are. And now we are going to be looking at the rainfall totals for Hurricane Barry. So again, the rainfall totals have moved up a little bit more. So now we actually have southern Illinois can actually get up to half a foot of rain. And then we do have the half a foot of rain possibly going a bit more to the east now. So now we have very close to Nashville, getting awfully close to having half a foot of rain. So then we do have, again, for parts of Tupelo, parts of Little Rock can get half foot of rain, and then we can have less rain, looking like for New Orleans, a little bit less rain. They're getting really close to the 6 inches there. But in the orange, we do have 6 to 10 inches, so this is extremely a lot of rain there. So we're going to have Baton Rouge for the 10 inches of rain. We're actually going to have New Orleans for the 10 inches of rain, and then we're going to have parts of Jackson for the 10 inches of rain. So we have a lot of rain, 10 inches for the next couple of days, a lot of rainfall there. And then the bullseye is looking like we're going to have up to 10 to 15 inches there for some other little bay areas. And the Mississippi River can actually, some parts of Mississippi River will get up to 15 inches of rain, guys, which is extremely dangerous because it's already over flood stage, and that can really flood a lot of areas when it flows. It can flood Memphis, that can flood other cities like St. Louis. All the other areas could possibly get flooding that are on the Mississippi River. Now we're going to be looking at the winds because most of you guys want to know the winds. So we're going to be looking at the 10-meter wind, which is, now we're looking at, if we look at 6 hours from now, we are having, again, that impact there. Let's go all the way in the next 24 hours. And then 30 hours, it looks like we do have up to 58 knots on here. Again, the 10-meter wind has not really been favoring a huge amount of wind here, but this is the 10-meter wind showing 60 knots as it goes more into the inland areas, and then possibly 20 knots there. But really, we want to look at the 850 HPA. I know this is for higher elevations, but guys, we are going to have extremely heavy winds here. I'm showing this too because, guys, it's going to look like it's going to go, some models showing going to the Appalachian Mountains, and the Appalachian Mountains are over 5,000 feet, so they can actually have higher winds than this. But again, the H50 HPA does show it bringing in up to 83 knots. This is actually what it's looking like now for real winds, possibly 83 knots with the gusts and a lot more, and then 85 knots, and then it should bring up into the Appalachian Mountains there into West Virginia. It could bring 42 knots, actually 53 knots for West Virginia, and that's a huge threat because West Virginia is actually the area that has one of the highest parts of the Appalachian Mountains there. So that is what it's looking like with the big wind threat. Now we're going to be looking at the radar. So this is going to be what we're looking at for the next day or so. So again, we are just having impact very, very soon from now. We're going to have it bring extremely heavy rain. We're actually already having very heavy rain for some areas. For New Orleans, we're actually going to have extremely heavy rain very soon. Then we're going to have outer bands bring in very severe weather out here. We've had some, I believe we've had some water spouts here, and then we're going to possibly have a huge tornado outbreak here because it is the South Central. We could have some huge tornado threats. And then we're having these outer bands going way up to the north. We're going to have huge bands going towards all the way to the Memphis area and all that. But look at this extremely heavy rainfall, guys. This is going to be later into today. We're going to have extremely heavy rainfall, guys. It's going to bring pounding and pounding, some heavy downpours. And then by later then, it does weaken to 1,003 millibars. But look, it does move slowly up to the north, but it still brings in extremely heavy rainfall for the same areas for a very, very long time. And then it does move up north, moving to the Little Rock area, moving to the Baton Rouge area. And so look, we're going to have some more bands after this, guys. So that is the other radar. So now we're going to be taking a look at another radar. So now we're going to be looking at this one for the people who want to know farther out. So again, here we have it bringing some extremely heavy rainfall for areas just west of New Orleans, especially towards the Baton Rouge area. Can get some very heavy rain. And again, it's going to be moving up the coast of the Mississippi River. It's going to be moving up there. And it can bring extremely heavy rain for the coming days for the southeast. So that's why we also have some huge flooding threats for the southeast too, not only the south central. But guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please never forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Again, I'm going to be having a triple upload today. I'm actually going to be doing I'm supposed to be doing a collaborating video with Insight Weather, guys, around 3 o'clock. That's what I'm planning. But again, sometimes plans change, but that is what it's looking like now, guys. But again, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notifications for the triple upload because I know some people are really nervous. Some people have not evacuated. And yeah, I just want everybody to know what to expect. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you guys next time.